Hey guys, trying to do a little tutorial today. I'll probably be turning this into a series as I know I don't want to do it all right now. But what I'm going to be showing you guys how to do is how to make the Game of Thrones, the final view at the end of their intro. Mainly because I really like the show right now. So this is what I'm going to be going for. Of course, I don't think I'll be able to get all the detail. I I'm going to have to think of how I'm going to do all this engraved stuff. But for at least this recording, I'm going to be modeling at least the basic concept of all this. So let's get started. So right now I just have the font of Game of Thrones, and I just put Obey Studios because let's just make it a design. So I'm going to make it editable just so I can get the different lettering. So I want to keep the O and the S big. Yes, I'm going to keep the O and the S big. Maybe the T, I'm not sure yet. Because that's how Game of Thrones has it, so I'm going to select all the other lettering. And let's just... not do that. Just get it the right size. Yeah, it looks about right. Let's make it a bit smaller. Okay, let's space these out again. Okay, there we got text rock and roll. This out a bit. Trying to think what I want to do with this T, because it's pretty cool how it goes all the way there. I'll just leave it for now. Yeah, this is good. So I'm gonna just move the studios a bit closer. Okay, so let's just get the main banner now. So let's just get ourselves a cube. Okay, let me move all this text into the center. There we go. So this cube's gonna be very long. Not so a big rectangle, and I'll make it a bit thinner. Just drag this behind the text for now. And the text don't look very centered. There we go. Okay, we got our banner. This is where all the engravings will be, which I'll do in another recording because gotta watch it. So what I've done, so for this main circle right here where we have the different shapes, I've pen tooled it. You guys are able to do that as well. I'll probably put the AIs in the description though, in case you guys do want to do this and follow along. So first let me get the main circle though. So let's see how I want to do this. Cylinder. Actually, I'm going to do this differently. Let's do with splines because this is actually above this layer. Anyway, it's just cut, so I don't want to have to use a bool, Nicholas. But let's do this. Let's see, that's about right. Let me just bring in my AI I traced. If I can find it. Here it is. Let's zero this out. Okay, so there's that. There's that. So this was to scale, or the crow was to scale. So let's center it and I'm gonna move that a bit more. Let's also mirror this, so character mirror, and just reflects it over and reflect. There we go, we got the crow. And let's turn this into a ring, and we want, right now this is the inner circle, the outer one right now, so I'm just gonna copy the radius of 460 and put that as the inner radius, and then bring this out to just a little bit, and then so I want just this to be one metal piece. So right now I have these, and then that ring. I need a rectangle spline here, so let me get a rectangle, let's drag this up so it's right on the line. Let's bring the height way down, about the same as how thick this is, and drag the width until it's in the ring. Let's bring the height down a bit more. Okay, so I'd say that's oopsie, clicked off the image. I'm gonna go for a glow like this at the end, but let's bring this up. And bring the height back up. I'd say that's good. So right now I have all my splines all organized, so I'm just connect these. I'm gonna merge the rectangle and the yeah, let's do this. So I'm gonna merge the rectangle and the ring first. So I'm gonna get myself a spline mask and drag both these into there, and it'll be on union. So see how it's all one now. Oh, I dragged the wrong one in, so let me just place it with the circle. So see how it merged. Here. See how it's pointing out right now. I need to just make the rectangle a bit less in width. There you go, not showing. And so each shape should cut off right here. So I'm gonna just duplicate the rectangle. I'm gonna make it really big. Now I need to really bump up the height because I needed to cover up all that I don't want. So let's line that up. This should be good. I'm gonna get another spline mask. I'm gonna drag the rectangle that's going to be cutting out everything in it, and then the main circle. So let's drag each in. Right now it's on union, so I'm gonna do A subtract B, so it's cutting out the opposite of what we want. So B subtract A, and we're all good there. And now let's get one more spline mask, drag this one we have, and then all the crows and that shape in there. So now it's all good. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. No, all good. So let's put that into an extrude. There we go, looking good. It's already above yet. Let's put some fillet caps on there. They look okay. The rectangle seems to be sticking out a bit there again. Well, let me edit that. Here, 1 second. Should be good because I'll be covered up either way. Okay, so I have an extrude. Just doing some weird bits, but whatever. So it's small and rounded. So let's bring this down to what does 1 look like? Oh yeah, let's go with that. And I'll just make the caps or the steps 11, and that's the segments basically. Okay, There's that. And now we also need this big wood piece here. So what I'm going to do is actually just duplicate the main circle ring we had, because we're already basically at the radius we need. So right now the outer radius is what we want to be the inner radius. So let's just copy 481 and drag that into there and bump that up. It's pretty big, so let's say that's good. This can help me center the text now. There we go. Okay, and once again, I need to get the rectangle that's cutting out everything in it, because I do need it to stop here again. So then just go into my spline mask, and it was this rectangle, duplicate that. Yeah, so I'm going to drag the larger circle and the rectangle into a spline mask. And right now they're merged, so just change it until it works, boom. And that's also drag that into an extrude. Let's drag this forward and make it thicker, so change it. Let's just make it all the way there, so 106. And it's also rounded, so let's give it some caps. Fill cap, fill cap. Let's make it 2, 2, and 11, 11. It's actually rounded a bit more. Let's make it 3. Let's say that's looking good. And then let's just get it so that we're not able to see through this. So I'm gonna duplicate this extrude we just made. This is gonna be a little confusing. And then in the circle, you want the inner radius to be the outer radius. So 481, change it back to that. And inner radius, let's make 0. And so if we were to drag this shape out, you would see that it's just a filled in arc. We just want to drag that behind this just a little bit. There we go. Let's go so we can see the guidelines. Okay, so there we got our top of the circle there. So let's just duplicate this. Let's do top arch, what else to call it? Duplicate it. Let's flip it by 180. I'm holding shift so it goes to the nearest 10th. And now let's reflect it on the bottom. Let's change this to bottom arc. Let's do a bump this up a bit. Okay, here's that. And looking at this, there's also wood on the sides here. So let's just get those quickly, and they look rounded, which we can just do in caps. So let's get ourselves a cube. I'm gonna go into the different perspective modes so I can just see more clearly now that the rain is gone. And they're pretty thin. They aren't supposed to stand out much. There, I just got it there, and then thin it up and drag it back. So right now I have it just behind this, but still above the main banner shape. And let's make it long enough so we can cover everything. Not bad. There we go. Let's put some caps on here. Fill it. So I'm just going to go just above 11. That looks alright. So I'm first just character and mirror tool, flex on the other side, and then I'm going to select both, duplicate, and I'm just going to drag down. There we go. Okay, so I'm not going to model the animals as that would take a lot of time, and since this is for a design team, I'm thinking I'm going to replace the animals with I'm not sure if I want to do paintbrushes, the 3D paintbrushes. When I was thinking about this, I was also wondering if I should maybe do different programs such as Photoshop or like Illustrator and all of those, but I don't know if they'd look cool 3D. So let's just do a paintbrush for now. So I'm gonna just group all this right now and just hide it. So let's get ourselves let's go with a capsule. Not sure how I'm gonna make this. So let's look at cartoon paintbrush. So I was thinking something along the lines as like basically this. So we want it to be thin at the bottom, thin at the top, kind of in the middle there. So I'm gonna turn the segments. So I want there to be height segments. I want to make 4, and for cap segments, I'm gonna do 2. That looks good. So first, let's make that editable, and let's go to select, loop selection. For now, let's select the very bottom. Let's just drag that down. That's already pretty thin, but we can always edit that later. Actually, let's scale it down just to make it thinner. So I have the bottom ring selected. Let's just scale that down. Let's get loop selection again. Let's select this one. Let's also scale it down just a little bit. And it'll probably help me if I just put this into a sub-D now. So I got myself subdivision surface, drag the capsule in. Okay, there. So we see what's rounded where. So we wanted thin at the top and in the middle thicker. So let's get loop selection. Let's select the second to the top loop, scale that down, and then select the middle, scale it up a little bit. Oh, let's change this a bit. Okay, I like that. Okay, so that's the base of the paintbrush. Then just go on shading. Ooh, that's bothering me. Let me just good enough. Let's do the top. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this. Just kind of want it to have a little curve at the end. Let's see what we can do. Let's make this with a sphere. So let's get a sphere. It's easier to work with less segments, and it's going to be rounded either way. So let's just drag this down to let's do 8. 1 second more. And scale it down just a little bit. Just drag it to the top. Actually, scale it back up a little bit. And so we want it to be very thick at the bottom, and at the top be very sharp. And I'm not sure if I want to be able to get the round like I wanted to. So make it editable. Let's just select top polygons, and I'm actually going to inner extrude right now and drag it up. Now that's also extruded. Make this really small. I'm not sure what I'm doing right now. What am I doing? Again, I'm gonna drag this into sub D so I can see what it's looking like. Yeah, it's looking like a little teardrop right now, which is kind of what we want. Let's actually just go in object mode. Let's make this way bigger, a bit taller, but mainly bigger. I think that looks alright. Yeah, that's a nice paintbrush. So I'm gonna just group this, and name it paintbrush. Let's unhide the Game of Thrones. And we want to just make it sticking out a little bit, make it smaller, I guess. Let's move it to that top corner. And it's about, where is it? Yeah, it's just behind this, basically with this wood. I'm gonna just get a camera. Let's zero everything out. So I'm looking straight at this. Drag that out. Yeah, let's angle this more. Let's say that's alright. So let's just mirror it, character, mirror, boom. Let's duplicate everything and rotate it by 180. Let's just drag it down. There we go. I think that's looking alright. What else should we add? I might go here. I'm gonna move all these paintbrushes because they seem to be in front of the wood. So let's go a different view. Drag these. Don't want all of them. Drag them forward just a little bit. Ooh, that's an issue. So let's drag these back instead, just a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so right now we have the basic part of it. Let's do, what else shall we add to this? I think I'm actually gonna, yeah, let's engrave the text. So, because the text is actually carved into here. So I'm gonna do that. So right now, let's do it the nicer way. So I'm gonna just take out all the splines from the extrudes, drag it up there. Let's also get all the splines out of these ones. Drag them up there. Okay, got that. Let's get ourselves our rectangle spline. Let's make it as wide as we need and as high as we need. And are these all? Zero that out. Okay, so let's just straight. Can I group these? Will that work? Yeah. save a copy of these. Select all the splines, connect objects, press delete, drag that to the spline mask, and boom. So, if you guys did get lost there, I did that all on the what I did here basically. But then I just want to drag that into an extrude. What is going on here? What is going on here? One second, guys. Hey guys, so I ended up figuring out I highly recommend trying not to use the letter B because I have no clue. So like the spline idea I showed you guys would work for all the letters, but whenever I would add the B spline, it would mess everything up. So what I ended up doing is just doing the spline spline mask for all the letters except for B, and then I just booled the letter B in, and that seemed to work. Thank God. That was my only other way I could figure out how to do it. So here you see in the live viewer what it's looking like. I think this is pretty good for a first tutorial, as I see that I'm about to hit 30. And I hope this did help. Next tutorial on this, I'm either going to do the sun in the background, which is basically this flower looking thing, or I'm going to start textures, but I'll let you guys know. But thanks for watching, guys. See ya.